Hey friends, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day out there. There's probably going to be some flashing on the wall. Definitely glare on my glasses. I've got my chandelier on, but I also have my football game on in the background because this is my empties video, and these usually take about an hour to film. And I want to get it done today because if I don't, I'm not sure when I'm going to find the time to later this week. So I want to go ahead and work on it, but I don't want to miss the game either. So we'll see how it goes, but pardon the flashing. I'm sure that's going to happen because, TV's flashing against the wall. But I did take my glasses off, so you won't see blue glare from the TV in the background. I do have it turned down quite a bit, so hopefully that's not picking up anything crazy. But if it is, I'll try to fix that or improve it anyway. Like I said, this is my wax empties video. So I've got a little bit of everything. I've got a candle. I've got a candle and a mini candle. So 2 candles. I've got vendor wax, I've got some retail wax, and I've got a couple bars of SCENTSY. I just recorded my SCENTSY Empties video earlier this weekend, so that's separate. But in the meantime, I finished up 2 bars, so we'll talk about those. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing what I got through this week as far as wax, stay tuned. My doggies tend to feed off my adrenaline during these games. They don't like when I get excited. I think it scares them, so... You good? You good? Yeah, you good. I got Jersey here too. So you'll probably see her make an appearance at some point. Obviously I put my glasses back on to see what was going on. So you'll probably see me pop them on and off here. Okay, I have one miscellaneous item. So now what's the problem? What's the problem, girlfriend? What's the problem? You want to smell it? Smell good? Yeah, you smell good. Shower gel from Bath & Body Works in the scent Cocoa Paradise. Finish that up. I actually have a little bit left in there. I think I missed, so I don't know. I might have to use that. Solid coconut manoi, sugar neroli, brown sandalwood. Bath & Body Works did not bring this back this past summer. Big mistake, because the scent is beautiful. Coconutty, sunscreenish, beachy, beautiful. A little bit floral. This is just beautiful. I love the scent, and I know it was popular, so I don't know why it didn't come back, but, makes me sad. I don't know if I have any more of this in the shower gel. Maybe one more. But, it's like beach nights. Everybody loves it, but they don't bring it back. All right, let's talk retail wax. Actually, let's talk candles. So I have a little mini candle from Yankee Candle. This is Autumn. Autumn Daydream? Yeah, Autumn Daydream. I melted this, so there's a little bit of wax remnants in the bottom there. Let me grab my iPad so I can go to scent notes. Oh, let's see if I can find the notes on this because this is a candle that's no longer available through Yankee. I think it was one of the candles from last fall's release. But I can't remember for sure because this just wasn't really on my scent radar. And I can see why. It's got some lavender in it. Some sage. Yep. I can see why this wasn't on my radar. So the scent notes are clove, sage, persimmon, rhubarb, lavender, geranium, eucalyptus, woods, and balsam. Ugh. For all that, it wasn't bad. This to me smelled mainly cologne. I put it out in my kitchen. It didn't do overly well, but it didn't do bad. Like, it wasn't like scentless or anything. I could definitely smell it when I was near the warmer. I stuck this in my candle crock. Popped it out, stuck it in the candle crock. Yeah, it's just not my scent vibe, but it's more like a woodsy cologne scent. Kind of very masculine. So you can't get this anymore, so I'm sure you can find it on the black market, but, I don't know if this would still be on Yankee site, but sometimes I have leftover candles, so you never know. And then from Bath & Body Works, this is not finished yet. I'm going to work on finishing it because, believe it or not, it's burning. Okay, well, kind of burning okay. We'll get into it. Dutch Apple Waffle from Bath & Body Works. This, I believe, is from 2020. It is. This is warm buttermilk waffles, baked apple slices, ground nutmeg. This went away for a little bit, but it is back this year. It's an online exclusive, so Bath & Body Works likes to do us dirty like that. They've been doing that the last couple of years with the online exclusives. So if you get it, you got to pay for shipping. You can't get it at the store. Yeah, this is basically what it says. You get like a baked apple. It's definitely like a baked apple scent. You get the waffle note. I don't know that I feel like it's overly buttermilk or buttery, but I get a fluffy waffle, so I guess so. Nutmeg, lightly. I would say there's a light amount of nutmeg. You don't get it a whole lot. You mainly get the baked apple and the waffle note. I like this. I feel like it's very, very popular. It's just kind of okay to me. I like it. I'm a bakery girl, so you know I like it. And I like apple candles. But I don't know. It's just like okay to me. I don't think it's like fabulous. Maybe I would think it's fabulous if it was a little bit stronger. It's not burning overly strong for me. I've been burning the majority of it in my kitchen, but every once in a while I burn it back in this corner of my dining room area. It's kind of on the lighter side, so it's not throwing or projecting real well, but it is burning well. Look at that. It's clean, and you can see where I am. Like, I should have went dirty by then. That's the thing with Bath and Body Works. The candles were much better back then. Yeah, the wicks were better. The wax was better. The burn was better. Apparently the throw wasn't too great on this. I actually thought the throw was going to be fabulous on this because the candle had been sitting for a bit, but it's just okay. I think if it was stronger, I would love it more, but I'm really, really, really pleased with the burn. I'm going to finish it, but I know that I will finish this out before my trash goes out this week, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. The only problem I have with it is the throw. I just wish it was a little bit stronger. I can get it when I'm very close to the candle, but otherwise it's light. So if it was a little bit stronger, I think I would have a lot more better things to say about it. It's a great scent, great apple bakery. But I don't know. I feel like there's other apple bakery candles or apple candles, period, from Bath & Body Works that I like better. I did pick up a couple of new ones this year since it was back, but I don't feel like I need to stock up or anything. So it's a good one. It's okay, but it's Dutch apple waffle. I'm just so enamored by the fact that this is burning well. I'm on a little cloud nine there. I mean, if it was throwing well, we'd have the perfect candle. The perfect candle. All right, that'll do it for candles. Let's talk retail wax. All right, so I've got some from Goose Creek here. Again, I'm going to pull scent notes. It wasn't a great Goose Creek week as far as wax melts. And one here I was kind of disappointed in. One, I'm not surprised. The other one, a little surprised. And the other one, I'm like, okay. So the first one I melted was apple bourbon. All these are older melts. I've had them in my stash for a bit. Looks like 2022, which hasn't really been affecting them. They have been performing pretty well. This is sweet apple, cinnamon, bourbon, and woods. This is a scent from Goose Creek that I actually really enjoy, even though I'm not a big bourbon fan. I get more apple than anything in this. Not a ton of cinnamon, a little bit of a spicy vibe, and you do get that woodsy note, kind of like almost like an apple wood, but the apple is pretty bright in here, and I like it. First time I burned this, it was in a candle, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good thrower, but my melt, maybe because of its age, or maybe because I melted it in the kitchen, which I usually do in my retail wax, so that's how it goes. So I may not always have the best things to say about retail wax because my kitchen's kind of hard to scent. But then every once in a while I get, you know, a gem, and it does great out there. But this one just wasn't overly strong, so I had to search for it, and I feel like this scent has been stronger in the past. So I don't know. I maybe would get it again because I think it's a great apple scent, a woodsy apple scent, but that one didn't do so great. That was my surprise because I expected better from it. This one kind of a surprise, only in that I thought I was going to like the scent and I didn't. So this one is Irish Cream Swirl. I don't think this one's been available for a bit, but the apple bourbon still is. Espresso, cream, spice, vanilla, coffee bean, cocoa, and butter. Yeah, I don't like this one. I feel like this one has changed over time. Because I feel like when I first got this, this was really nice creamy coffee. It's interesting. There's like no alcohol. I feel like there should be alcohol in this. Am I crazy? I don't know. There's something that's rubbing me wrong. And maybe it's the cocoa note because I had no idea cocoa was in here. Is that typical that cocoa be in Irish cream? I don't feel like it is, but you guys school me because I don't really know. Not really spicy. It is creamy. You get the vanilla cream. You get the butter. You get the coffee. But it must be that cocoa note. That must be what's rubbing my nose wrong. In any event, I didn't love this. And of course, this one threw really well. Like, filled up the space in the kitchen, no problem. Floated up the stairs, of course. Of course. All right, the last melt I did from Goose Creek here was warm pumpkin bread. This is one I've been wanting to try, and I don't know that I realized I had it sitting in my stash again from 2022. Baked bread, pumpkin puree, cinnamon, and clove. One thing I've noticed, yeah, about pumpkin bread scents, they often are not authentic to my nose. Like, one thing I really love is pumpkin bread. I mean, whether it be box mix or it be homemade, I love pumpkin bread and I love how it smells. And it has a really nice sweetness about it. And I feel like every time I smell it in wax, there's just a little bit too much spice going on. I don't feel like it's true to form. Like, pumpkin bread just doesn't have all that spice going on. So that's the case in this one. You really pick up that clove note. And I'm not a fan. Wouldn't pick it up again. So that's warm pumpkin bread. And of course, this one performed a little better because I didn't love the scent. You know how it goes. All right, I got one here from Sensationals. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. You're such a good girl. Farmhouse Apple Tart. Bakery genre. And it says, it doesn't have scent notes, but it says absolutely delicious. Play on words there. So, scent notes are supposedly apple, pumpkin, cinnamon, spice, buttermilk, pancake accord, maple. I don't know if those scent notes are right. I don't know where I got them from. This has been in my stash for a couple years. Oh my gosh, this smells so good in this clam. It literally smells like a cinnamon, kind of a little bit cinnamon heavy, apple pumpkin pie. That's what it smells like. I wish it was a little bit stronger, but again, my kitchen sometimes is a challenge. I did the whole clam, which I usually do in my retail wax because it's really cheap. It's like $2 for this. So I did the whole clam and I spread it out between 3 warmers, but it just wasn't hefty. I do have the air going, so that could be part of the problem too. But I love the scent. So I may try this again, maybe further into the season, if I can find it again, because, you know, I picked this up a couple years ago. If I find it again, I may try it again because it smells heavenly. It smells like the real deal. Not that I think there's a such thing that has apple and pumpkin in the pie. Has anyone ever made a pie like that? I don't feel like that's a thing. Like, I don't think that could hold up well. But Farmhouse Apple Tart. I don't think it smells like a tart. It smells like a pie. Okay, I got 3 more retail wax here. All are from Kringle Candle. So we have apple cider cake from the Country Candle line. So this one, I think, is a goner. I don't know if there's any of this left, but if there is, it's probably a bit old. And some of their old stuff has been getting a bit rubbery, so I don't think I would recommend it. Apple cider cake is Macintosh apples, Anjou pear, cinnamon, allspice, malt cider, caramel butter, vanilla swirl, white cocoa, and cashew root. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, this one's not my favorite apple bakery. It's okay. I kind of get a bit of spice. I feel like it's more than just the allspice. It could be that malt cider note. So it's like a malt cider, which makes sense by the name. It's like a malt cider mixed with bakery. I'm sorry. I need to learn to turn down the TV. Yeah, it's like a cider bakery, and there's a lot of notes going on. I don't know that I get it all. I definitely don't get that cocoa note for sure. I don't feel like I get vanilla either, but it's just okay. Sometimes I don't really love cashew, and I think I am picking that up too. So, apple cider cake, not a repurchase, but I think that scent is a goner anyway. And from the Kringle line, we have spiced apple. This one is still a scent that is around. We have cedarwood, cinnamon, green pear, musk, spiced apple, and tonka bean. Yeah, this is just your basic, for lack of a better word, spiced apple scent. I do pick up a little bit of pear. I mean, I don't know, it's a green pear, but it's pear. It's kind of like your crunchy, crisp, juicy pear. And then there's spices in there. I don't think it's overly spicy, but it definitely smells like, you know, that little cinnamon stick shown right there. It's a nice one. Didn't perform the greatest in my kitchen, but I've heard from others that this has a decent throw in the candle. So this one's been sitting in my stash for 3 years. That could be part of the problem too. So I don't know. I debated on picking up the candle because I don't have it. I think I've had it in the past. And that was before Kringle changed over to 100% soy. And yeah, when I burned it, this was several years ago. When I burned it then, it didn't perform very well. It was quite sooty. I have not tried it since it turned, since it's been changed over to the 100% soy. So I don't know. If they had it in the 3-wick, I would grab it. Actually, I think I might have one of these in 3-wick. I think I might have one. So I'll report back later when I burn that candle. I'll definitely try to get into that this fall. So that's Spiced Apple. And then the last scent I have here from the Country Candle line of Kringle, Winter Spice. I want to try this one out because I have, I think, 2 of these candles in my collection, and Kringle's been doing some crazy good sales again recently with their country line because they're phasing them out. This says citrus, berry, cinnamon, clementine, clove, and nutmeg. I was trying to get a feel of whether or not I wanted more of this. So the scent description says a radiant medley of fresh clementine and red cranberry is warmed with a holiday blend of spicy clove, crushed cinnamon, and sprinkles of grated nutmeg. So from all the notes in that description, you would think this is pretty spicy, but it's really not. It's more heavy on the citrus. And I don't feel like, to be honest, it's a very good citrus. It just, I don't know. There's something about the citrus in this that I don't overly love. It was okay performer. I ended up doing this one upstairs. It was okay performer. I could definitely smell it. No problem. But I decided I didn't need more of it. If you like a citrus heavy, low on the spice. I mean, barely could get spice. They got pictures of spice on here, but I wasn't getting spice. I think I like it. I did get a little bit of that berry note as well, but out of their spice citrus scents, this isn't my favorite. So, Winter Spice, which is funny because I love a really bright, juicy orange with spice scent, but I don't know. Those wax melts just weren't driving it for me. Okay, let's talk about SCENTSY. This is one of the new scents in the new fall winter catalog. This is Golden Sunflower Fields. Finish that up, so that's empty. This is red apple, hay, and fresh picked sunflowers. Do sunflowers actually have a scent? I don't really know. But if they do, I don't really know what they smell like. But I mainly get apple. It's a nice apple. It's a nice fresh apple. And I get that hay note. It's kind of like a dry, earthy, but not overly earthy. It's a nice note. It's nice. It's kind of like a creamy earthy, so to speak, if that even makes any sense. And then I do get what comes across to my nose is some kind of autumnal floral. But this is not floral. Like, this is red apple. Like, you really get the apple note the strongest. And it mixes in really nicely with that hay note. This is nice. I would probably pick up another bar. Do I need to club it? No, because this is just not my typical favorite type of scent. But I liked it, and it performed pretty well. It was a good medium heading to the direction of high. So it did great. Golden Sunflower Fields. If you've tried this scent, let me know in the comments below. What did you think? Whiskey River. This one is part of the Wildflowers and Wild Horses set. Truth be told, none of those bars really sounded like they were my thing, so I just decided to try this one that I thought sounded kind of good too. So the notes to Whiskey River are crisp, rushing river undercurrents, golden plum, and bourbon barrel. So I love plum and wax, so I was like, let me try this. And I recently tried a scent with some oak barrel, and I liked it, from Rocky Top Waxworks. This one was just, it was okay. It's not bad. It's a good performer. It was nice and strong. I did 6 cubes in my bedroom, and then I put the last 2 cubes in my bathroom. It did better in my bathroom, but it held its own in my bedroom. Yeah. It's nice. I think the majority of people would like this. I don't really get aquatic notes, so I'm not sure what the river note is supposed to be. And it does smell like a golden plum, like your yellowish color plum. I do get that bourbon barrel. It's nice. It's nice, but it's not one I feel like I need in my club. But at the same time, I think people would find this enjoyable. And it was a good performer. So, can't ask for better than that, right? Whiskey River. Again, if you've warmed this, let me know in the comments below what you think of this one. Alright, now that we got through the SCENTSY, the retail wax, and candles, what we have left is vendor wax. Let's talk about it. I'll start with my one-offs here. From Everything Vice, I warmed I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Is it Turan or Turin? Turan with a twist. This is a Filipino dessert made with caramelized banana, brown sugar, and jackfruit. I don't really know what jackfruit is. Wrapped in flaky phyllo dough, layered with butter and sugar crystals and vanilla ice cream and caramel drizzle on top. So a lot going on. And I actually thought, oh, that kind of sounds good. Alexa, what is jackfruit?
According to Wikipedia, the jackfruit or nangka is a species of tree in the fig, mulberry, and breadfruit family. The jackfruit is the largest tree fruit, reaching as much as 55 kilograms in weight, 90 centimeters in length, and 50 centimeters in diameter.
That makes a lot of sense, because I think that's why I didn't like this. I thought it kind of smelled a little bit figgy. So I don't know what the fruit usually smells like, but does it kind of smell figgy? Because I kind of get a note like that. Yeah, I didn't overly love this. Yeah, I don't know. I get that caramelized banana too, but I really get something that smells like fig. And yeah, it's just not my favorite. Mixed in with caramel. It's just not my favorite. So that one's not a repurchase. But I wanted to try it because it sounded different. So I'm glad I tried it. It performed okay in an average bedroom. Birdie's making scent. I warned fresh bread and roasted coffee and pretzel. So scent notes are self-explanatory. I did this in my bedroom. Super cute. Was shaped like a paw. Yeah. This was strong. And this went on for 2 nights in my bedroom. So you got all the notes. You got the fresh bread, which I don't always love in wax, but mixed in with that coffee, that was pretty good. Kind of smelled like you were dipping, you know, like a roll or a piece of bread into your coffee. I don't know. That probably doesn't sound fabulous, but it smells fabulous. And then you got the pretzel. And the pretzel didn't, like, overtake the other notes. You literally got all 3 notes. I thought it was good. I don't know that I feel like I need it again. Probably not, because there's so many scents in the vendor world. So you kind of, when you've been melting wax as long as I have, you kind of get used to what you really, really love. And then that's what you kind of stick to. And then the funny thing is, you could revisit the same scent down the road and really love it or really hate it. So it could be a totally different opinion later. But I enjoyed it. It was strong. So if you like scent notes like that, Birdie's Making Sense, that was pretty good. And I think she has some dog paws on her website now. And I won't even talk about her Halloween RTSs coming up, because this won't make it before then. But if you did take part in Halloween order, let me know. All right, some more one-offs. We have Perfect Pumpkin from Super Tarts. I have my fan on too. So we have pecan bars, buttercream, pumpkin donuts, and raw sugar. Her labels are often difficult to read. Yeah, this was okay. It wasn't my favorite pumpkin blend, which is interesting because I love me some pumpkin donuts. I don't know that I loved it mixed in with the other notes. Like, I thought that the pumpkin donuts kind of smelled odd with these other notes, but on paper it sounds good. So I don't know. It kind of smelled more like raw pumpkin, which makes no sense because there's no, well, the raw sugar, but yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't know why it smelled like that. Just wasn't my favorite. It performed fine. I did this in an average bedroom in my crock. Just threw the whole thing in there because it had glitter on it, and I was like, I don't feel like cleaning that up, so throw it in the crock. Safe pumpkin bread. Here we go with another pumpkin bread scent. Sweet pumpkin and buttery spice cake. Yeah, what's up with the spice? What's up with the spice? Nope. I didn't love this. It definitely was spicy. It was like pumpkin pie spice more than it was pumpkin bread. I just want a good pumpkin bread. I have yet to find it, so again, not a winner. Southbound, apple of my eye. Looking at my time, so kind of keep track of when I put this wax in, because this one's going a little light, so I want to change it before I do my last wax of the night so I can enjoy, you know, I got a Brita sitting waiting to go, so, and it's a coffee scent, so I'm kind of excited about my last scent of the night. Apple cider donuts and freshly baked sugar cookies with sweet vanilla. This I picked up last year, and it's lovely. You do get the apple cider donuts, you get the sugar cookie, and you get the vanilla. It's a really nice, heavy on the apple cider donut bakery, which I kind of expected. It was super cute. I wish I had taken a picture of the wax cake because it had like a nice fall leaf on it. But it's not overly strong. I did a whole wax cake. The whole wax cake is going in 2, 4, 7, like 8 warmers, I think, and a tea light. I just wish it was stronger. And again, I have the air conditioning going. I have my fan going. So that could very well be it. So I may revisit this maybe in a clam and see how it does without that happening. Because, you know, it's fall. So you don't usually have the air conditioning on. But it stays warm in Virginia for a bit. So I may try that one again. But not overly impressed with its performance. At least while the air is going. Noel's Farm Scents. I bet you think about me. I did this one earlier in my open space, whole brittle. So we have Cali Coffee Bar, Sugar Cookie Dough Bread, and Palo Santo. That's exactly what we got. Yeah. I don't know if there's something different about the Cali Coffee Bar than, you know, like a regular coffee note. I don't know that it smells like straight up coffee. So I'd be interested to know what the scent notes are in it. But I definitely get a coffee scent. And I definitely get his sugar cookie dough bread, which is very nice. I think there's like zucchini bread in it. There's like friendship bread. There's like 3 different notes, I believe, in it. Probably sugar cookie. I don't never remember, but I like it. And I really like it mixed with Palo Santo. And case in point, it was here. Yeah. I will say as this went on, because it was a good performer. It was nice and strong in my open space. But as it went on, the other notes kind of wore off. And you were left with mostly the Palo Santo. Wasn't mad about it, but the other notes burned off more quickly. I don't think that I will pick this up again, but I enjoyed it. So it was a good scent. I liked it. But, you know, again, being picky about what I pick up because it needs, like, at this point, it just needs to be like, oh my gosh, I need to live and breathe this, you know? Harbor James, Obsessed with Jack. This was in a snap bar. Apple spice, clove, and cinnamon. This is basically Mary's dupe for SCENTSY's Jack's Obsession, which is currently available right now. This was great. It was a better performer than the SCENTSY bar is for me. Loved it. Apple, clove, cinnamon. It smells just like the bar in my opinion. So I really enjoyed that. It was a great performer and this was over a year old. So again, another Harbor James scent that did great after a year. So that was from May 2024. So I have a scent here from Swanky Candle Company. I'm going to let this one go to my daughter. So I just want to go ahead and talk about it real quick because I'm not going to keep it. This is Pink Tahitian Vanilla. I've had this in my stash for a good long time. I think it was probably one of the very first scents I ever got from Swanky. And I don't think... Actually, I do think I got this directly from Swanky. Yeah, this is... I don't know what the scent notes are. She doesn't have it on here, but I'm pretty sure it's probably pink sugar and Tahitian vanilla. It's really pretty, like perfumey, more like a background scent. It's not overly strong. I've had it since March 2024. Pretty, but it's just not my scent vibe. And I think, you know, if you like those pretty perfumey scents, you'd like it. But I've worn it a couple times. There are like shapes in here, and there's still a good amount. But I'm gonna give it to my daughter and see what she thinks of it. Super pretty. Love these shapes she does. But yeah, there's a good amount of wax here, and I'm gonna pass it along, see if she enjoys it. I liked it. I didn't dislike it, but I just don't need more of it. So Pink Tahitian Vanilla. There's that. I don't know that I've seen that poured in a little bit, but maybe. Traverse City Wax. Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. This one, I've talked a million times about how Traverse City Wax doesn't do great in my house, but I still have a few blends left. So I'm trying to get through what I have. I'm also destashing some because I know a lot of people get good performance. So as long as it smells, it has a good smell in the bag, I'm destashing it. But this one smelled light in the bag, which I don't remember it smelling that light when I got it, but I'll have to go back and watch my haul video. Maybe it did. This is supposed to be the Bath & Body Works dupe. The notes are pumpkin latte, sugar crystals, creamy caramel, and toasted marshmallows. I was so excited about this because you can't get this scent in like a candle or anything. I've only seen it in like soap and stuff, but in body care. But I love the scent. Yeah, I smell it a little bit in this bag. But on warm, I kept one of the pieces because I wanted to show you how big the pieces are. Otherwise, this bag is empty. On warm, and this had quite a bit in the bag. I couldn't smell it. I couldn't smell a thing. Do you see how big those pieces are? They're pretty big. Pretty big. Couldn't smell a thing. I did 2 warms, so I did in 2 different zones. The one time I did it was in an average bedroom. That bedroom, I have no problem scenting at all. I did probably 5 of those in my candle crock. Couldn't get a thing. I also put one of them in my puzzle room, which is my smallest bedroom, in a very hot plate warmer, my best hot plate. And again, I couldn't smell it. I ended up doing this in 3 zones, and nope, wouldn't get out again. I can't say anything good about it. This one, though, this one performed great. Fall Baking at Tiffany's. This was one of her, like, brittle bars. I think it's called Breakaway Bar, but I'm not even going to try to remember. Pumpkin Bakery Blend. That's all it says. So I don't really know what the exact scent notes are. My guess is it's some kind of single oil. It was kind of like a pumpkin cupcake kind of scent. It was delicious. It was kind of bready, but it was more like a muffin. It smelled like a pumpkin muffin. That's what it smelled like. I did it in 2 zones. I did it in my open space. It did fine. I did it in my bedroom. I'm going to turn it back on tonight because I did this last night. It was delicious. Delicious. It was kind of like a pumpkin muffin / yellow cake blend. I loved it. I loved every minute. So I was really happy I got good performance out of that because that's not always the case. But yeah, that one was great. That one was great. Fall Baking at Tiffany's. Interesting. Is it supposed to be like cupcakes at Tiffany's in there? I wonder. Fall Baking at Tiffany's. There may be some cupcakes at Tiffany's in there. I don't know that I thought that I picked that up, but maybe. I'm not sure. But it was delicious. The Pharmacist's Daughter, I wore in Bonfire Nights. I don't know what the scent notes are in this. I probably wrote it down. Let me see. Did I write it down? I did write it down. This is Marshmallow Fireside, Milk and Cookies, Pumpkin Sugar Donuts, and Cardamom and Cream. This smells a lot smokier than what I would think that would smell like. This, to me, smelled like a sweet smoky scent. So, maybe I don't have the scent notes down right. I don't know. But to me, it smelled like a sweet, almost kind of syrupy, a little bit woodsy, smoky scent. More so than a Marshmallow Fireside would be, because that's the only smoky note in this. The Marshmallow Fireside is more marshmallow creamy than it is smoky. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't have those notes right, but that's kind of what I got. Not a repurchase. And cardamom cookies. This was a souffle. Cardamom and cream, sugar cookie royale, and marshmallow fluff. This was good. I kind of figured I would like it because I like cardamom and cream. Really liked it with the bakery notes. It was an average performer in my oven space. It did not last really long. I think this probably went on about 4 hours before it kind of lost its gin and juice. But I liked it. Cardamom cookies. Lavender and Speckles. I warmed through, this is part of her pretzel sampler. This is Coffee on the Boardwalk, which is Summer Boardwalk Pretzel Coffee House and Toffee. This was her soft parasol wax, which is performing really good in my home. I did half of this in my bathroom, and I did the other half in my puzzle room. Yeah. This is very Summer Boardwalk heavy, which I kind of expected it to be. You do get the other notes, but the Summer Boardwalk kind of takes over. So, not a repurchase for me, just because I don't overly love Summer Boardwalk. Once upon a time, it was one of my favorite candles, but I'm kind of over it. Pumpkin Pecan and Spiced Buttercream. This is in her shapes. This one is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, Pumpkin Spice, and Vanilla Buttercream. I think I would like this better if it didn't have the pumpkin spice, which I totally understand why it does. The funny thing is, on cold, I get a lot of the Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, which is not surprising. In the warmer, I got that, but I got quite a bit of the pumpkin spice too. And I think I would have rather it just been pumpkin pecan waffles and vanilla buttercream. Minus the pumpkin spice, because I just wasn't jiving with like the nutmeggy pumpkin spice note. But otherwise, it was good. Pumpkin pecan and spiced buttercream. It performed kind of light, so I kind of wished it was stronger, but apple blueberry cobbler. Also in her shapes. This is Macintosh apple blended with warm blueberry cobbler. My experience has been that a lot of times blueberry cobbler is lighter in wax, but I could get it in this. Beth's apple is so strong. That said, this was really nice. I like this. The apple was really good in this. Juicy, crunchy, fresh, juicy. I know I said juicy twice. apple, crisp, fall, definitely. And you got the blueberry note. Now, you got the apple stronger, but you did pick up the blueberry note. I dare say I would pick that one up again because I enjoyed that. That was good. I like apple and blueberry together. Finding that out. All right, scoopable wax melts. We've got Amberwood Haven, and I don't know what's in this because this was someone's custom, so it was like a sample that Kathy sent to me in an order. Yeah, this one was kind of a masculine scent. I'm guessing Amberwood, I don't know, perfumey amber with a woodsy vibe. But this kind of smelled like, I don't know what's the Haven, but it kind of smelled like, again, like aftershave. So it was nice, but, you know, not my favorite scent vibe. Mr. Limpet. So this one surprised me because this is one of my favorite scents from Scuba Wax Melts. I swear this one smelled different. And I don't know if this was included as a sample or I purchased a sampler and got it. I don't know, but I purchased this scent all the time because I love it. This is Beach Nights Coconut Cake, which Kathy's coconut cake is phenomenal. And Palo Santo. I like her Beach Nights a lot too. And I like her Palo. In the bag, it smells quite like I remember. But when I warmed it, and this is from last April, so I should have been fine. It was like too big fish shape. I did it in, did I do it in 2 different rooms? No, I think I just put it all in my crock. I didn't get as much of the coconut cake in this one as I have in the past. So I felt like this particular blend was a little lighter on the coconut cake, and I wasn't loving that fact. So I will still get this because this is the favorite. I think, I don't know, the ratio seemed a little off this time. But I love this. Like, usually you get the beautiful beach nights. You get a good dose of that coconut cake. And then Apollo is just really well-rounded in here. And it smelled a little different to me. So I don't know what was up with that. Maybe it was my nose. I don't know. I didn't have the air on, so I don't think it was that. But, yeah, I hate to report on that because this is a favorite scent. So ordinarily, this would be in my favorites at the end of this video. Whispering Grove. This was a sample also included in a order. But I think I had this in my stash too. Earthy Palo Santo and crisp leaves blend to create a calming, grounded escape into nature's peaceful embrace. Yeah, sometimes those scent descriptions, I just want to know what the notes are. That's, I mean, I'm not trying to be bitchy, honestly, but just tell me what the notes are. Because when I read something like that, I know it's, you know, it's being descriptive and it's being creative and I totally get it, but I just want to know what I think it's going to smell like. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know what that's going to smell like. I know this says leaves, but I swear this is the Bath and Body Works type. And it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. That's what it kind of smelled like to me, but with a crispier apple. So the apple was nice in here and it doesn't say apple, but I'm telling you, I got apple in this. I got apple and Palo and like a leaves vibe, like a Bath and Body Works leaf vibe. So maybe I'm crazy. That's what I smelled. It was an enjoyable scent, but not a repurchase. But I do have, I think I have a bag of it in my stash. The Cake Whisperer. This is one I have worn time and time again. It's a favorite. Buttercream, yellow cake, and birthday cake, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. So those last 3 notes are what makes up her 3 cakes, which is part of this blend, and then the buttercream, which makes it the Cake Whisperer. It's just a super creamy, rich cake mix with some buttercream frosting, and it's delicious, and it performs decent for a cake mix. Crimson Hearth. This was a bag of shapes that I had from last fall, so I finished them off. Cinnamon, orange, and cranberry blend with clove, nutmeg, and warm spices, resting on tonka, vanilla, and a hint of amber. Yeah, this was like your mulled spice cider, fruity mulled cider. That's kind of what this was, and I like it. I like scents like this, and it performed well. I did it in my open space, and then did I do it all in my open space? I think I also shared it with my kitchen. It was a good performer. I didn't even have the whole bag because I had started it last year, so finished it up. L3 Waxy Wonders. I did blueberry, berry, waffle cone, kolaches. Honestly, I don't remember much about this. I think I remember smelling the berry waffle cone. Yeah, which is not one of my favorite notes. So, not a repurchase. And obviously, it didn't make an impression on me because I don't remember it. But that happens sometimes when you're getting through a lot. Apple streusel. This was a trig. This one was not my favorite apple streusel blend. I'm pretty sure it's just a single oil, which a lot of her trigs are. What's the flag? Yeah, it was okay. Dolce pumpkin. This was nice. This was like a creamy, buttery pumpkin. It was nice. It just wasn't overly strong. It was from December 2023. And then this was the winner for L3. Also, I'm sure a single oil. I'm pretty certain single oil. Blueberry muffin. Yeah, this was good. I think L3's blueberry muffin is really good. I love her blueberry scents. They're usually pretty strong. And yeah, so good. I would totally pick this up again. But I usually get it in blends because I just love her blends. She has one that I think it has like blueberry, Palo Santo, and sugar cookie. Oh, it's a favorite. It's so good. All right, Brita's Creepy Treasures. I got a number here. Crystal Lake Counselor. This is mango flip-flops and lemon meringue. This was like a sample that Brita included in the order. And I think I actually have a what do you call it? A souffle of it too. I just wanted to go ahead and finish this off because I'm kind of, you know, done with my summer scents. This was, as you would expect, fruity. It was good. It was a good performer. I got the lemon note the strongest for sure. That was the winner here in this blend. And it was okay. I think I'm just over summer scents, so I feel like I can't be like enjoying them as much as I would if I had warmed this in the summer. So again, I think I have a souffle, so I may have a different opinion when I warm it in the summer. Sam. I did this one upstairs. Orange sherbet, lollipops, and cotton candy frosting. Yep, smells just like that. Yeah, super fruity, candy, bright, and creamy at the same time. Sugary, all that you would expect. It smells exactly like what the scent notes are, and it performed great. Again, a summer scent, so I just wasn't as into it as I could have been if I was summertime. So again, another one that it was getting older. This is from March 2024, so I just wanted to finish it. That is Sam. But I probably would pick that one up again. Oh, this one looks good. I warmed this in my open space last night. Wicked Berry Delight. I don't think I've warmed this before. Not that I remember. This is zucchini bread, cherry, strawberry, and blackberry jam. August 2024. So over a year old. I knew when I smelled this one cold, this is going to be something special. This was divine. Very berry rich. Very decadent. The zucchini bread was perfection. This is not your corn chibi zucchini bread. And I feel like Brita doesn't use zucchini bread in a lot of blends. But maybe she should, because her zucchini bread was nice. This was delicious. I love the blackberry jam in this. I love the cherry note. I love the strawberry. It was very like jammy bakery for sure. The cherry was really nice. It wasn't medicinal. And I went ahead, after I got it started, because I like to get an idea of what my wax smells like. After I got it started, I added my crinkle candle cherry pie, which I've been working on. It was delightful in here. I did not want the night to end. It smelled so good. So, Wicked Berry Delight, if you can't tell, definitely a repurchase. Rose Girls, Pumpkin Marshmallow Cinnamon Rolls. This was in one of her skull shapes from last year. I don't know if this is a single oil. My guess is this is Bath & Body Works Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow and Cinnamon Rolls. So it's probably 2 oils. That's my guess. Yeah, in the bag, you really get the cinnamon rolls the most. But it's light. It smelled light in the bag, so I had a feeling this wasn't going to perform that great. Truth be told, I cut it up. It's a good size skull. I cut it up and put it in my open space. I probably should have did it in my bedroom. But it did okay. But it was definitely lighter. I got this October last year. It's not quite a year old. I think it just had to do with the vanilla pumpkin marshmallow oil, probably. Because that's not a real strong one. So I would not repurchase this blend in particularly, but it smelled good. I will say that. Salted caramel waffles and Cookie Land. This one, on the other hand, was fabulous. Pumpkin pecan waffles, which is Bath & Body Works. Salted caramel, whipped cream, and Cookie Land, which I can't remember notes, but I know there's like toffee and pretzel and monster cookie or something like that. Yeah, this was really good. This smelled better on warm than it does in this bag. Oh, it was delicious. You got the cookie land, very toffee-ish. You got a little bit of the pretzel, not a ton. You very much got the pumpkin pecan waffles. It was fluffy, it was syrupy, it was delicious. You got the salted caramel. You really got all these notes, and it was just so good. I did half of it in my open space, and it performed decent. I would say a medium. I took the rest up to my bedroom. I was in bakery heaven. It was great. I would get that again. Salted caramel waffles in cookie land. It was a good one. Okay, last vendor, Teddy Bees. And you ain't gonna believe this because you usually don't see this many Teddy Bees in my in my empties. But I was working on some scents. One I had pulled to melt. I actually pulled it a while ago and just had let it sit for a while, and I don't know why. And then the rest here I warned because they were in her current pre-order. And I don't know if that's still going today. I haven't checked on it today because I don't want no persuasion in any kind of way. And I'm talking about me getting into my head to go back in because I already spent enough. I always overdo it on Teddy Bees. And it makes me so mad that I do it. But everything always sounds so good. And oh, I know that was a face mask. I know that was a face mask. Pink toasted marshmallows. These are all souffles, by the way. So I did this one in my bedroom because I had warmed a sample of this before and it wasn't very strong, which from the scent notes doesn't shock me. Pink sugar blended with toasted marshmallows. That's all it is. This is from March of 2024. So nice and cured. This actually did its thing in my bedroom. Was it overly strong? No. But for a marshmallow scent, it was good. I actually enjoyed it. And apparently have another souffle in my stash. So I will enjoy it again. And if she offers it, I'll probably pick it up again. I wouldn't do it in my open space, but it did its thing in my bedroom. It was a good medium, and I enjoyed it. It probably would have been too much if it was more than a medium. So pink toasted marshmallow would be a repurchase for me. Cashmere and apples. This one was in the, yeah, all the rest are in this pre-order. So that other one, it just happened to be in my stash, waiting to be worn, but the rest are in the pre-order. So this is White Cashmere Woods, Beach Treats, Notes of Apples, and Damp Woods. This was from July 2023. So I was so excited to warm this because I was like, Cashmere and apples, that sounds amazing. With some beach nights, because that's what the Beach Treats is. It smells really good in the bag. Yeah, it smells so nice in the bag. But when this was on warm, I just got the Cashmere Woods and the Beach Treats. So the beach nights. I didn't get apples, and I wanted apples, and I didn't get it. So I did not repurchase it. And I don't know, something's wrong with my nose because this seemed to be popular in the Facebook group. Everybody was adding it to their order. Everybody was talking about how good it was. I wanted apple. So I didn't pick it up. So that's Cashmere and apples. Was it too old? Let me know. If you get apples in this, let me know. But I wasn't getting it. Sugared chestnuts and apple butter. This one's a pretty popular one. Not usually in my scent vibe because chestnuts is another nut that I don't love. Apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and notes of spice from October of last year. But you know how it is when a scent is really popular, you get curious. And I'm glad I was curious because I really like this. It was a decent performer. I did this one in my open space. It did about a medium for me in my open space. I feel like a lot of people say this is a powerhouse, but in my open space, it was not. But it was adequate, and I really enjoyed it. So I picked up a tub. Sugar chestnuts and apple butter. It was a good one. Old World Apothecary. This is dark cypress, fallen leaves, charred firewood, mulled citrus, amber, fallen snow, balsam, hints of warm spice, and vanilla from October of 2024. This was a beautiful winter scent. It was beautiful. It's tree, but it's also woodsy. Not that tree isn't, but it wasn't just like pine, not pine, but it wasn't just like fir needle. It was also woodsy and earthy, and it was just gorgeous. Sweet as well. Little bit of spice. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. It performed well in my open space. It wasn't like a powerhouse, but it did its thing. I could smell it in every whiff. That's all I asked for. I bought a tub. Old World Apothecary. That was just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like I could do that totally in January, February, but do it in December as well. Vanilla pumpkin and cashmere. So we have vanilla pumpkin, marshmallow fluff, cashmere cream, and vanilla birch. This is from July of 2023. This was nice. So in this one, I got the cashmere, but I also got the pumpkin. So I appreciated that. And it was a vanilla pumpkin. And I did get that marshmallow vibe. I would say, yeah, I got a little bit of the vanilla birch. I feel like the notes were very even keel on this. And it performed okay in my open space. It did okay. I didn't repurchase it. Not that I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't feel like I needed more of it. Because, you know, I had to cut some things. So the fact that I didn't feel like I needed to add this was a good thing for me. Because I had other things I wanted. That said, I would repurchase this in the future. So if she offered this again and I didn't have a million things on my list already, I'd pick it up. So that's vanilla pumpkin and cashmere. I just wish what I got from this, I got from the cashmere and apples. But like pumpkin reversed with apple. Campfire Stories, last scent. Showered this one a forget-me-not. I didn't buy any forget-me-nots, so I didn't get this. This is Ooey Gooey S'mores, Cold Night Winds, and Sweet Vanilla Woods from June of last year. Just because I didn't get it, though, doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, because I did. This one had some longevity. I did this in my bedroom. I started it on one night and then continued it into the next day and let it go for hours and hours and hours. And it just wouldn't quit. I ended up taking it out of my warmers early. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but just because I was ready to move on. This is s'mores heavy. I wouldn't say like chocolatey per se, but a little bit. Definitely marshmallowy, a little bit graham crackerish, which, you know, that's not always my favorite note. I did get the other notes, especially the Sweet Vanilla Woods. I don't know that I got this Cold Night Winds note. I kind of got like a bonfire note a little bit. Not that it was smoky, but it probably was this Sweet Vanilla Woods note that I'm thinking of. But it was nice. It was enjoyable, and it performed well in my bedroom. I did do it in my bedroom, whole souffle. But I just decided I didn't need more of it because, you know, the forget-me-nots are like almost 15 bucks. And I was like, that's going to add some more money to my order that was already expensive. So I didn't get that one. All right, guys, let's talk favorites. I won't even go into candles because I won't say either one of those are my favorite. Dutch apple waffles I'll enjoy again, but I wouldn't call it a favorite. Let's see. Do I have a favorite in retail wax? Not really. So we will skip over retail wax. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy some of this stuff. Just I wouldn't call any of these favorites. And in the SCENTSY wax, same thing. Okay, we're doing real good here. I mean, that Golden Sunflower Fields scent was nice. Just wouldn't make it to favorites for me. But vendor wax, I have some. Trying to be a little bit picky here. Okay, so honorable mentions. We will give that to Rose Girls for salted caramel waffles and Cookie Land. That was really good. I don't need more of it this season, but I will get that again. And apple blueberry cobbler from Lavender and Speckles. I have customs coming up in November, so I got to be thinking about my list. But honorable mention for sure. That was really good. Now, let's talk about my favorites for the week. So I can't believe this, but I really like this Traverse City Wax Fall Bacon at Tiffany's. It was just quite delicious. Harbor James Obsessed with Jack. Just beautiful. This was just beautiful. Quintessential fall apple cinnamon clove. Teddy B's sugar chestnuts and apple butter. I definitely put that in my favorites. Probably more so. Yeah, definitely. I like this one even better. Old World Apothecary. Oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful. I love scents like this, and Tiffany does scents like this so well. When it comes to like tree and woodsy, and yeah, she does them well. And probably my favorite scent for the whole entire week, although that Old World Apothecary would give it a run for its money for sure. Britta's Wicked Berry Delight, if you couldn't tell, because I just didn't get my nose in again. It was so good. Oh, so good. Berry jam and zucchini bread. Oh man, so good. Wicked Berry Delight. All right, guys, that'll do it for my wax empties this week. It was a pretty good week. Yeah, I don't know if I would say it was great when it came to retail wax and stuff, but it was a pretty good week. I enjoyed quite a bit. I enjoyed getting through quite a bit of Teddy B's, which was good because I need to be working on my stash. So that was good. I don't really appreciate how much I spent on this order. I know a lot of people go way bigger than me, but still, I would just like to get away with like a $100 order one time. Better yet, I'd like to get away with a $50 order. But that just doesn't seem to happen with me because I have problems. And Second Spruce is coming up, and I know that one always causes me problems because I love her wax. Rainbow Melts is coming up. I will go very light on that. But she does have a couple of blends that I think I want to pick up. And Dessa's is coming up. So some orders that I typically really like. And then I think that's it. Like, I need to call it quits. Knowles is shipping out, so he'll probably be doing one more pre-order. That's my guess, which will probably encompass his holiday scents. So I probably will stay away from that one unless he offers Saturday Farmers Market, because that was a request of mine, the last pre-order, and it had made it to the list, and then he couldn't get the oils for it. So if that makes it, I will place a small order. But that's it. And Sassy Girl Aroma, just, my bin is full. I need to chill it on Sassy Girl Aroma. I love her wax. What just happened? I missed something. Was this an interception? Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, that was an interception. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you for being patient with me while I try to film this. I know I wasn't in the best of moods, but I think it's because I'm trying to, like, pay attention to what's going on there and get my Empties video done, too, because you know how it is. If you try to do it during the work week, it's, like, impossible. There's just no time. There's just no time. I don't know how people do it. They're just better at this than me, obviously. But I do enjoy it, so I like doing it. But yeah, I do apologize that I'm trying to watch a football game at the same time, but I so appreciate that you've been patient with me and hopefully still enjoyed this content today. And I totally forgot what I was talking about. So hopefully it wasn't that important because, you know, interception happened and all my thoughts went out the window. But yeah, it was a good week and I enjoyed what I got through. I think I was talking about all the pre-orders coming up. Yeah. I'm going to do my darndest to not get much more this year because I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what your plans are from September through the end of the year. What do you plan on participating in? Do you plan to kind of rein it in? Do you plan to go light? Do you plan to do a no buy? Do you plan to go in on certain vendors? Let me know what your plans are in the comments below. I would love to hear. Let me know what you've been getting through that's been good this week. I would love to hear about that as well. I hope you will subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you here in my small little corner of the home fragrance world where I'll talk about all things home fragrance. Vendor wax, SCENTSY wax, retail wax, candles. I got a lot of candles. I do candles and I talk about them and I do enjoy them. So I would love to have you here. Guys, I'll see you next one. Have a great week and bye-bye.